Hi, Julie Torrens here. Time to get started on a new journal. So what I have here is the next paper pack that I'm going to be using, and it's from PM Artist Studios. I'm trying to hook a wire so it doesn't flop in our face. Okay, so it's called Always Flowers Boho Style. And I have everything here but the ephemera because I already cut that out. But I want to show you the pack. So here is I call this the manufacturing page, but so much you can still use. So here's the papers that have come with it. Aren't these beautiful? Look at that. Isn't this going to make a gorgeous journal? Look. And look how it is designed that you can go easily with an 8.5 by 11 and not cut the pictures off, or, sometimes it looks a little awkward. Look at this. And this, same thing. You could also do, if you wanted to do a tall journal with this, you could easily fold it this way and have beautiful work on both sides. So either way, these papers work perfect. I love this leaf pattern. Absolutely love it. And I love these colors. And this is a pretty turquoise and the yellow. This, and again, think about it. You want to do a tall journal? You can. You want to do you can. It's all there for you. And look at this beautiful lace. I love this. And I love this magenta. And now look at how wonderful if we want to make journaling cards, if we want to make ATCs, tags, all coordinated, all beautiful. Okay, almost there. Look at this. Now this is the flavor of most of the ephemera. And I love it. I love the magenta with all the pastels. And look how pretty. Okay, so, oh no, Julie, quit rushing. Look at this. And I love these strips. They come in handy too. All right, now, Julie, now I need to pick out, and I'm sorry, I know this is right in your face. I need to pick out the inside of the cover. I already have the outside of the cover, and I will show you that in just a moment. But we need to pick out an inside of the cover. I'll show you this first. My pack just happened to have two of these with the manufacturing. So I just took this and I cut it into strips. So they're about 2 inches each. So we're going to be using these. But I was fortunate that I got two. And so I'm going to just set this aside. We'll use that later. But for an inside cover, I like this. As a matter of fact, I like this a lot. I'm going to just go with this. We don't need to labor over this. Let's just do it. Okay. All right, sitting down. We're going to make a cover. And I'll try not to bonk you with my head. Okay, so this is the envelope that I got from PM Artist Studio, and I just cut it down to 9 by 12. So it's 9 by 12. And then it was, it's heavier than cardstock, I would think, most cardstocks, but it's certainly not cardboard. But I think when we layer it up, it'll be fine. So this is going to be my inside cover. And yes, I know it doesn't quite fit, but it fits enough. So I'm going to set this aside for right now. I've got my strips. I'm going to set those aside right now. This is a gel print that I made, and I made it on packing paper. But I'll show you, I like the color. I love the texture, but don't you think that goes nice? And yes, I have a little bit of blue. That's okay. It's just a touch, just a touch. And I'll show you a secret. There was a tiny tear, but I mended it, and I'll show you. I just put a little piece of washi tape right over that little spot, and now it's right here, but you really can't see it. And again, I love the texture. And this is with a pearl paint, pearlized paint. It is a magazine transfer. But what it's a magazine transfer of, well, that's a secret between the magazine and this piece of paper because I don't remember. This is fragile. I don't want to just goob it up with regular glue. I'm going to use a gel medium. So that's why I've got this here. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do about half, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the other half. So I'm using the golden regular gel medium. I like Golden's gel medium. I like Liquitex gel medium. I like them the same. Now I'm going to grab an acrylic brush, and that's what this is. And I already misted it with just a little bit of water because when your gel mediums or really any acrylic mediums are in a tub like this, and when you close it, there's still air space, you lose some of the humidity in there. So I just put it in there like I'm just trying to replace it. I'm not trying to water it down, but I'm really just trying to bring what water in this product was evaporated, because the other parts of the product, they're not going to evaporate. They just get stronger and stronger, more concentrated. So there we go. This, and like I said, I'm going to go about half. That's my goal, is to go about halfway and then lay the paper down and then do the other half. I think it will be hard for me to simply go with the whole thing at once. I feel like I would be awfully clumsy. So I'm just going to put a thin but adequate. I don't want any bare cardboard. I want it all to be with gel medium. So I really want to concentrate on these edges because that's where I would tend to shortchange the process. Okay, now let's put this on. Oi, oi. Just going to do the best I can. Okay. Smooth it this way. I'm going to lose a little bit of the wrinkling by gluing it on this way, but that's okay. There'll still be texture. There'll still be something in your hand to feel. Now, if I put this matte medium on top of this, I would lose all the pearlizing, all the mica reflection. That would all be gone. So I'm not going to be doing that. And, you know, I just consider these journals as something that a person's going to have in their home, not necessarily take it from a lot of different places. They might, but I don't make it with a cover that's, you know, has the durability of a diaper bag. Okay, now the other half. But does that make sense? I guess if I was making a traveler's journal, I would need to get maybe some glossy Mod Podge, or you can get gel medium in a gloss. And what gel medium is, it's pretty much acrylic paint with no pigment. There's other ingredients in it. I'm not saying it's exactly like that, but that's the closest I can come up to what it would be like. It is an adhesive. They say do not use gel medium as a sealant. I know there's people that do, but I know on all the jars that I've ever had, it says don't do that. Okay, now on she goes. I think we have a pretty good adherence here. Now I have this right to the edge of the cover, Here, the cover doesn't start till over here. That's all right. That's why I cut those strips. And I probably don't have enough of them. I got a little gel medium on the top. I just want to kind of tap it off with my finger. It may have come through. There may be some little cracks in there. It's okay. I just don't want it over the whole thing because it'll definitely change the look. I'm going to grab a card, but I'm going to go gentle. Once this is dry, it's not going to be this delicate. Oh, I see a bubble. Let's see if we can get it down. Once it's dry, if that bubble is still there, then I'll show you how we're going to fix that. But we're going to give it a chance right now because the paper may shrink down. Yeah, see, I believe there's adherence, but the paper just stretched or moved, like it's warping a little. Okay, I think that we have played with this enough. Okay, now what I'm going to do next, I see it, that corner didn't quite get it. We'll catch up with all those spots. I am going to set my brush aside. That's what I'm doing. I'm just getting as much gel medium off. And I'm not going to drop it in the water. I'm just going to set it on a paper towel. And I'm just going to rest the lid on there just to keep it from completely drying out. And I just gave one mist to my brush. All right. I'm going to go ahead and trim this up. I am not going to use my trimmer. I'm going to use a pair of scissors because my trimmer is going to be a whole lot more difficult to clean if I'm getting gel medium on it. So I'm just going to trim it with my scissors because I can always wash my scissors. Always, if you wash your scissors, which I do, dry it just as best as you can. Even once you're done, hit it with the heat gun a little bit because that's what could cause them to rust. I was at the Crafter's Warehouse, which is a cool place here in Grand Rapids, where they have overruns, broken packaging. A lot of times there's maybe a case of some art supply that one thing in the pack opened, like a paint or an ink. And so the labeling and the containers all got a little splish splash of whatever medium opened up. And so the only thing wrong with it is it looks a little messy, but the contents is totally fine. All right, I'm just going to take my wet brush and hit this corner because it's bugging me. But anyway, while I was there, they had a broken container, a Fisker's scissor sharpener. Not sure I've ever seen one before, but then I don't tend to hang out a lot in the textile, fabric, sewing world of life in these types of stores. But I thought, man, I would really like it. Well, it was regularly maybe $10.50 and they had it for $9.99. And I just thought, I'm going to go ahead and for 50 cents, I'll read the reviews and, you know, I'm not going to spend that money right now. Okay, let's get our inside cover. And that's this. And I do want this to lay just a little bit more accurately. And I think, yeah, this will be just fine. All right, back to the gel medium. I think for this application of paper and kind of cardboard, kind of cardstock stuff, I think this is the best way to go. All right, let's get some gel medium on here. The gel medium in itself is going to strengthen the whole thing just because it's such a strong adhesive, but you put, you know, you're glazing it on here And so it becomes a part of the substrate. It works in, it's on top, and so it also adds strength. And I'm sure when you've used Mod Podge or maybe some other decoupage type adhesives that you've noticed that. Okay, I'm only doing half at a time. And I want to even this up best I can. This paper is hardier than the paper I used the first time. So let's just smooth this down. Okay. And now we'll do the other side. I'd rather not get a whole bunch of gel medium on my cover, so I'm turning that around. I dropped my voice, I'm sorry. I just turned that piece of paper around because I'd rather try to get gel medium off of my desk than try to get it off of the cover. Here we go. And there'll be other ephemera and things added to that cover, but I just, in going through all my papers, I just felt like that one really stood out as something that would match and be cool, be arty. I want my journals to feel arty. I don't want them to feel sloppy. And that is something I really need to work on. As hard as I try, I have to try harder to really make things look just a little bit more polished. I can see some places that the gel medium has pretty much sunk in. Part of that is the drying process, because this does dry fairly quickly, but part of it is just that this cardboard is absorbent. Okay, let's get this down. Little gel medium. Little gel medium is what I said. I noticed in the editing that sometimes I drop my voice like I'm just talking to myself, and that's not very polite to you. Okay. All right. This is good. Good, good, good. I'm going to pick this up. We can get rid of the crinkle and let that dry. I'm going to go ahead and dunk my brush because that's the end of what I'm going to be doing with gel medium. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give this gel medium, a couple big drips on the, nice, Julie, nice. It's not going to hurt anything. I promise. Okay. But I wanted to get a couple of squirts into the gel medium because, again, it continues to lose humidity. It continues to evaporate. And that's why people don't get to use the whole jar. Because, it got hard. Yeah, it will. And once it's hard, there's no bringing it back. You can't reconstitute that. All right. So now is when the strips come in. And I made them like 2 inches. But if I don't get them perfect on here, I'm not going to worry about it. But I'm just going to let this rest a minute. I'm just setting it aside. And I'm going to give all of these a fold in half, but I'm not going nuts. I just want to fold these in half. And you might be saying, well, see, it's because you don't go nuts. That's why you don't get the finished look that you want. And that could be true. But if it starts to make me nuts, then I'm not enjoying myself. So there's got to be a balance. I've got to find joy in being a little bit more mindful of the straight edges and the not having glue mess on the outside or where it doesn't belong. And I can tell you right now, these strips are not going to be enough to go all the way around, but I have that extra, remember? I got 2 of those. So I'm going to go ahead. Now, I do not have a printer. If you want digitals and you don't have a printer, a couple things you can do. You can download the file, take it on a portable memory source like a memory card or a thumb drive or something like that. Go to a printer and you can have them print it up for you. You can email it to most of them and they'll do it for you. Or you can just offer to pay for whoever has the digital, offer to pay them the extra postage and the extra cost of the printing. You're still, my experience, I'm bringing up my cutter. My experience is you're still less expensive than most of the paper pads you buy. I'm standing up, so wiggle, wiggle, sorry. And then you're still getting what you want. All right, let's grab the manufacturing sheet. And so this is an 8.5 by 11, but I'm just making sure. Yep. So let's go to 9. I realize I'm not completely in shot, but this is the best I can do with my setup. 7. Oh. Oh, nice. That'll be fine. All right, turn it around. And we're at 7. So go to 5. And then go to 3. And there we go. Now we have our other strips. Very good, very good. Okay. And we're going to fold these in half. And I'm not just doing this to buy time. I think it's going to make a better edge than just trying to do it once it's half glued. Okay. So what's on your desk? How are you? I hope you're doing well. I have been enjoying this journal making process so much. And I know I'm neglecting things like doing, I have my one acrylic journal. This is the one that I messed up. The trimmer didn't mess up, I did. I was talking and not paying attention. So this one's just a little bit shorter, but it'll have to do. But yeah, I've been just not doing the acrylics and things right yet. I still draw, but I haven't done a video about that because I'm just enthralled. And you know, I realize this is the honeymoon. And it's just like when you first get married, you want to talk about, you know, your new spouse. You get a new girlfriend or boyfriend, and all you want to do is talk about them until everyone around you is sick. So I hope I'm not making you guys sick, but to tell you the truth, I want to keep going because I want my skills to grow. And I think if I set it aside, then my skills will start to wane. All right, let's get our cover. And you can see this is wet. But I think we're still okay. Well, I don't know. I think if I use glue stick, which was my plan, this will start to, like, I don't think it'll adhere. And I really don't want to use gel medium on this part because I think it will, I just think it'll be a mess. Especially that I don't want to get it on the outside cover. But you can see how this is going to look. Isn't that going to look great? I think so. Okay, well, that's all right. We got our cover, a good start. We've got the trimmings for it. This needs to dry, which is a huge part of mixed media and all of this. So as this dries, I will be back very soon, and we're going to be working on some masterboards, ephemera, all that. So I will see you soon in another video. In the meantime, if you like this video, please consider thumbs up and share it with your friends. Subscribe. I need subscribers. Bye now.